Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. Now if you've been watching for a while, you may have seen this truck in the background and maybe you've seen me put and test a couple radios in it, but normally I work on cheap European cars, and this is what brings them home. This is a 2004 F250 Super Duty with the 6.0 Power Stroke diesel. The paint may not be pretty, but mechanically it runs great. Now having a diesel is nice, it actually gets surprisingly good fuel economy even when towing, like 18 miles per gallon, believe it or not. But diesels are a little more expensive and a little harder to work on than the average gas engine. Now the 6-liter Power Stroke engine has quite a reputation. This one runs great, but people have horror stories about them. They say they're unreliable, and to a certain extent that's true, especially if you put a tune on them. This one has 97,000 miles and has never had a tune on it, so it's been great. But the fact that it's a diesel means it's a little bit more complicated to work on, and when something does go wrong, it can cost a bit more or a lot more money to repair. One thing about diesels is they don't like sitting and they don't like short trips. Unfortunately, this one does sit quite a bit, and it really gets taken out when we need to go on a long trip to go pick up a car from Copart or somewhere else. And those long trips aren't very comfortable and they are loud. Ear-splitting, mind-numbingly, jet engine loud. So that's why I'm starting to think this may not be the right fit for me. I feel like I'm kind of wasting one of the few good 6.0s that still exist, and it's kind of big. So after a lot of careful consideration, I decided to go for something bigger. This is my 2003 Ford F350 Super Duty dually super cab long bed with 4-wheel drive and the 6.8 liter V10 gas engine. Now you may be thinking, why would you trade a perfectly good diesel engine that gets 18 miles per gallon for a gas engine that gets less than 10, maybe 12 if you're lucky? Well, it's easier to work on. It's quieter. And the body has 280,000 miles, but the engine and transmission have 27,000 miles. That's crazy. This can tow pretty much just as much as this, and if I need to in the future, I could put a fifth wheel on it and tow over 12,000 pounds. So, upgradability, quiet, more space, a ladder box, I don't need that. So let me take you on a quick tour of Ford's longest F350 that you could get from the factory. The first thing, we got our nice little V10 badge. We've got our dually wheel fronts. These are 2021s, which is very nice. They're in good shape, no dry rotting, plenty of tread. We've got, paint needs a little work. Got some old decals on it, but surprisingly good here at a glance. Now, probably asking yourself, well, 280,000 miles on the body, the seats are gonna suffer. You might see fire extinguisher, that's a nice touch. We've got rust treatment on the rust, which is gonna need some repairs. We got some rust in the doors, very normal, not bad, we'll treat it. We've got an interior that could use a clean. It is the carpet delete option, so easy to clean in there. Pretty standard interior. Has a single-DIN aftermarket radio, a universal Android Auto and CarPlay screen that I put in for the drive home, power windows, power locks, no remote entry for now. So, you know, normal F250 stuff. Lumbar support on the seats, which is great. Got a little emergency kit. Not sure what's in here. Guess we could find out. We've got the little bottle jack, and actually, there's a big wire here. There's something there. And look at that. A big, big inverter. That's cool. I wonder if it works. Let's see what this is. Strato flare tune. Oh, warning flares. Maybe I shouldn't open this. Oh, road sign, like warning triangles. Okay. Oh, so they're not actually like flares, they're just emergency triangles. That's cool. Oh, that's nice. We've got Our dualies here, same thing, they're recent. The frame is in decent shape, a little bit of surface rust, but nothing bad. Gonna have to pull these wheel liners out to check the actual bed underneath the arches. We've got toolboxes, ladder rack, you know, classic stuff, lots of room. Mud flaps, parking sensors, which do not work yet. So we'll need to work on that. Bed lined bed. This is stuck, so not too great. I'll have to figure that out. Factory exhaust, nothing special there. All the marker lights work. They were all serviced. We checked the Carfax. This side, well, this is okay here. A little bit of rust there. A little bit of rust here. Oh, the other side, the driver's side is the worst side. Oh yeah, here it is. This is the bad stuff. Oh, it's rusty pretty far up, huh? Plus the plate in here. This is like just a hole. And there's like, ow, a big hole right here. At least it's rust treated, but this is gonna need new cab corners. That's gonna get welded in. In here, new panel in there. Rocker panels. We'll get it done. We've got the power transfer case. 280,755 miles. Let's start it. We'll pop the hood. The bumper's in good shape, but we do have a little dent right here. Very minor. And here we have the big V10. You see it has a new alternator, it has a new AC compressor. The AC blows super cold. One battery versus instead of two. So yeah, it's nice. So you can see really right here, coils, injectors, coil injectors, all just vertical right there. Pretty easy to access. It's a big shroud, but everything's actually pretty accessible there. It's a relatively compact engine. Factory owner's manual. There we go. Nice. With the tour done, let's get started on improving it. Alright, so the issue we seem to be having with the tailgate is there's the handle here, and then there's like two rods that go to the ends. They're supposed to release the catches that the tailgate uses to latch on to the bed. So, let's see, maybe we can lubricate some stuff, free it up if it's locked. The next thing we're going to try to do is pull this off, and maybe there's wood paste that's screwed into the sheet metal. Let's see if we can get access to the mechanism from out there. I wonder if this was in here just to stop stuff from bumping into the tailgate, or what? Is that it? That doesn't do anything, so. These rods attach here and here, and when we pull this, they're supposed to pull this way. This one gets pulled here, and this side gets pulled that way, and it's supposed to release the mechanisms on the outside. So here's what happened. This latch here jammed on the lip here instead of inside, so it was stuck, and it was holding the whole thing locked, so none of this would move. I think if I bring this back up, I can see if the alignment's good. Locks. There we go. Nice. Set the hammer from the inside to push it outwards so it would drop off this lip. With the tailgate fixed, it's a good time to clean up the bed because it's full of nails and dirt and all sorts of things. Next, we're going to remove the ladder rack and the toolboxes because I don't need them and I can sell them to make a little bit of money back on the truck. The bolts that attach the rack to the bed were a bit of a pain to remove because they were steel bolts and the rack is aluminum, and that is not a great combination with galvanic corrosion. The rack itself was pretty heavy, and with two people it was a little bit of a challenge. It completely changes how it looks. Alright, okay, now we're going to switch to the radio. That'll be nice. Pop this out. We're going to pop this off because it got screwed in for some reason, so we got holes in here. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. That sucks. They say cut obstructions, and I guess yeah, okay, I gotta trim this panel. The dash kit requires some trimming to fit the double bin head unit, which took a little while. It's jazz. This is Saturday. If you want to see more about this radio, I'll leave a link in the video description to the video where I checked it out. Look at this truck. It is completely different. The ladder rack being off and the boxes being off makes a huge difference, and I really like the way it looks now. I mean, I liked how it looked before. I like it even more now. We did a lot today. Put in the LED headlights, the radio, fixed the tailgate, took off that whole rack. That was a big job because some of the bolts were seized on. Don't use steel in contact with aluminum. It's no good. It's a bad idea. It makes it a pain for me and for you probably. So I'm gonna call it a day, but in a few seconds we'll be back tomorrow and we do a little bit more work. Now today we're gonna be changing the mirrors and upgrading the speakers.
There's supposed to be two of these, but this one here is missing, you know, for reasons. Oh, well, this door panel is wrecked.
So there are only two retaining clips left that aren't broken on this panel. The mirrors mount with 4 nuts, and there's an electrical connection for the heating element and the motor. I needed to widen one of the holes so that the new mirror would fit, and once that was done, I used some touch-up paint to prevent it from rusting. And I did that on both sides. Yeah, they're way bigger.
You can see a lot more, especially these.
While we're opening the doors, we'll also upgrade the speakers, and we got a Metra adapter that'll plug into the factory harness, and some Kenwood speakers because they were on sale. One thing to keep in mind with the new mirror harness and the adapter harness for the speaker is that you want to make sure that they don't get in the way of the window track. For the rear speakers, we need to remove the upper seatbelt bolt and pop out the panel. There's a speaker! Oh, and to get this panel out, same on this side, you have to pull this piece off, which is held in with 3 clips. Alright, and then same thing as up front. The adapter is the same, the speakers are the same. So yeah, that's it. Now we can put the thing back on.
Nice. Ready to go.
And then we can put the door seals and the trim back on. Now it's time to test and EQ the new speakers. Oh, this is all flat. Sounds good. And that's what we got done in 2 days. I actually bought the truck on Friday and the video is coming out tomorrow, Monday. So that was a lot of stuff. The rack, the mirrors, new speakers, the radio, LED headlights, which you probably just saw in the clip. And since it was a roofing truck, it was full of nails, so a bunch of nails that are no longer a hazard. And fix the tailgate. So, good weekend's worth of work. Next, we'll change the grille, we'll change the tail lights, we're gonna clean the interior because the seats are nasty, and we'll fix the seat, which is really lumpy and makes you feel like you're sitting like this, because you are. If you wanna see me compare the 6.0 V8 diesel to this V10 gas, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you wanna see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.